Here is the interesting part.
The idea for this project and the first attempt started without me. The goal was to use the third generation of the MX-5 as a chassis and body swap it with an MGB GT. Every piece of work done by the first workshop was as bad as it could possibly get. I won't elaborate on why, for now. Let's just say it could have ended right there, with an MX-5 chassis clumsily welded together with a butchered MGB body rotting away in some forgotten junkyard. But it didn't. I was contacted by the owner to take a look at the project in that state. After the absolute horror I experienced during my first encounter with the swap, I was full of doubts and more or less convinced that scrapping it as it was would be the right decision. But we didn't. I had known the owner for some time and I knew he was crazy enough that there was a chance he could withstand all the challenges this project would bring, unfucking the fucker included. The deal was simple. It will take a long time, it will cost a lot of money, and I won't be taking any shortcuts. If I'm the one to work on this project, I want it to be something extraordinary. He agreed. The beginning was chaos and barely documented, so let me bring you up to speed. Forcing the project back on track presented challenges that you won't encounter when doing it from scratch. This is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Why not start over, you ask? I have no clear answer. This is wrong, this is wrong. It was so hard to estimate the cost of buying a second set of cars, disassembling them and starting the swap compared to what challenges we had in front of us that the owner just rolled the dice. This is wrong, this is wrong. We took into account that the grass is always greener on the other side. Every single overlap is wrong. It shouldn't look like this. This is the best part of this car. It was a horror, but it was the one we knew. The horror we had yet to start feeling comfortable with. This stays because this is original MG and this is original Miata. The firewall stays. And then we see what's going on here. The first challenge was to cut out everything that was done previously. I mean every single weld and sheet metal piece. This part has to go, and we're back to original. It had to be done in a way that limited the damage to anything original that was left from the MG and MX-5. Previous folks hadn't heard about stamping or bead rolling, which would make thin sheet metal stiffer and more rigid, so they were using 1.5mm armor, sometimes in 3 layers, to make all the stuff they were fabricating stiff enough. I think it's salvageable here. After a while, the excision of gangrene surgery was mostly finished on the front and middle of the car. I ended up here, and this stays. There was a big chunk left at the rear, but it had to wait until some of the structures were rebuilt. The huge chunks of longitudinal members were gone. We also had some visual representation of one of the many reasons I cut out every single piece added previously. Some parts started to corrode even before the car left the workshop. And this is the inside. In a place where butt welds are a foreign concept, they haven't heard of priming closed section either. The second challenge was to design and rebuild missing structural points. Since the entire side structures of the MX-5 were cut out, I had to figure out how to restore the Unibody's stiffness. Luckily, the tunnel was intact, but it was so wide that the car wouldn't fit the seats with the full-width original MG sills. To solve this problem, I designed a unibody tube chassis hybrid solution. The longitudinal side tubes were to be hidden inside the MG's outer sills, serving as structural side elements connecting the front and rear tube sections and providing additional protection. A well-defined load node started to form near the place where the start of the rear longitudinal member used to be, and it was a perfect place to support the roll bar. The roll bar will additionally stiffen the entire structure and provide extra support for the rear suspension when used with rear braces. On the front, the only things that were left from the Miata were the longitudinal members and strut towers, and these were other areas where I used DOM tubes. I connected the MG's door pillar to the strut tower, then tied that tube into the existing sill side tube, and finally braced the structure to form a triangle that enveloped the unibody. The last tube to add for now was a dash bar, a crucial horizontal brace. The third challenge to force the project back on track was to design and fabricate everything that was missing after cutting out all the evil.
I had to rebuild this, and this.
This included new sills, parts of the floor, structures around the firewall, and much more. I'll cover this in the next few videos.
And this, and that, this, and this.
With rough ideas for rebuilding those areas, this was the moment I started to feel I was regaining control of this madness.
And this.
I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel yet, but I had a flashlight and I felt comfortable inside it. That tunnel was going to become my home for the foreseeable future. Watch the full build here.